I'm going to share my perspective on these extracurricular activities based on my background as a former admissions officer at Vanderbilt University and Johns Hopkins University. Let's go. So the first one here is varsity sports captain. This is already a really strong activity because it demonstrates leadership. It also demonstrates a commitment to a team for an extended period of time, to the point that you have your coaches and your teammates and peers who are electing you to a position like captain. So the next one here is a lifeguard summer job. So there's a common misconception that admissions officers don't want to see things that are not involvement at the school, but work experience is definitely something that we want students to share because it demonstrates responsibility and organization, initiative. Work experience is certainly something that admissions officers want to see, and they tell a lot about a student's character. So I would definitely add this to the activities list as well. Speech and debate, but with no leadership. So one of the things we'll want to understand here is how many years the student has been involved in speech and debate. Have they received accolades at national or state level competitions? Have they taken on other initiatives within the group? So maybe if you're not a president or a treasurer or one of those executive board leadership positions, but if you're someone who has achieved in the competitions that you've been a part of, but then also if you've led certain projects or initiatives to help support the group in any way, we would want to know that. But I would say, yeah, this would be a little bit of a less compelling activity without the leadership, but there are still ways that I would encourage students to talk about the ways that they have made an impact in the group. Volunteering within the community in an interest area. So for example, animal shelter because you want to be a vet. This is great. A lot of times admissions officers want to see alignment with your area of interest. And so if you have a certain major or career track that you are interested in, volunteering and getting involved in areas aligned with that would definitely boost the application. One thing that I would want to see here as an admissions officer is, did the student participate in an existing volunteer experience, or did they start an initiative? Maybe did they start a volunteering organization where they got together their friends or members of their school to actually go to an animal shelter when that opportunity didn't already exist? That extra initiative of going above and beyond what is already offered as far as volunteering programs, that will certainly make this even more compelling in an application. Writing a blog. This is awesome. This is something that demonstrates that curiosity, that initiative that I've been talking about, students going above and beyond the academic coursework to talk about something that they're genuinely passionate about. If they're doing research on that topic and talking to friends and peers and collaborating and sharing that knowledge, that's all really great information that the admissions office will want to know. And this is something that a student can start on their own. This is a pretty low barrier to entry type of activity, but it demonstrates that curiosity. So the last one here is shadowing a professional in your ideal industry. So while this is showing that industry and career alignment, shadowing for an admissions officer is generally a lower impact activity because there are connotations that you just sat and observed a professional. Something that would be far more compelling here would be taking action to work on a project or think of a way to solve a problem through a device or a tool or a system that you as a student developed from that shadowing experience. And so taking that action is so very important. And generally speaking, across these examples, the initiative that a student shows to go above and beyond is going to be what sets you apart in a college application process.